What's up, everyone? Today we're taking a look at an absolute beast of a figure. This figure's name is right here on the screen, and I'm not going to attempt to say it, but it's Metroplex. Jumping straight to a darker room here so I can show you one of my favorite features. If you take one of these guns off his shoulder, it has a magnet in either gun, and you can hold it up to reveal some nice LED lights there in the eyes and the chest, of course, but also a lot of other places like the tips of the guns here to get some firepower on his giant guns. His feet even right here with these little lights makes him feel really big, just like a city, like he's supposed to. And then my favorite, these shoulder lights right here, which are like a warm yellowish white kind of light that looks like it's shining through windows of a building, which is really cool. Of course, he's trying to evoke a city feel. This is Metroplex after all. And with all of those lights on, it really looks fantastic. Very striking as a display piece right there with all the lights. The figure also comes with the option to turn these lights on via remote control, but I haven't set that up yet. But it's just another level of convenience for you to enjoy this awesome feature here with all the lights in the eyes, the chest, and of course these beautiful shoulder lights. In terms of posability, he's got pretty much everything you would come to expect from a modern Hasbro Titan figure and more. He's got a ball joint head that gives you nice ability to look up and down and even tilt to the side a little bit. He's got outward shoulder mobility that goes out pretty far. Of course, shoulder rotation forward and backward right here at the shoulder. A nice bicep swivel there. A double jointed solid elbow that locks out at 90 degrees. The hands have enormous amounts of posability here. If I flip it around, you can see that the thumb is on a ball joint there so it can move around freely. And it also has a hinge at the base and in the middle of the thumb knuckle there, giving you a lot of posability. And each finger at the base of the finger is on a ball joint as well, so you can bend the fingers outwards and inwards for a more open pose if you want. Really nice. And each finger there also has multiple hinge joints at the knuckles, so you got 2 hinge joints in every finger plus a ball joint at the base of the finger, so hugely posable hands. Then of course we have a waist swivel here, goes 360, nice and ratcheted. We've got a ratcheted thigh swivel there. Of course, hips to go forward and backward. I'm not going to pick him up because he's quite big and heavy and I can't pick him up with one hand, but we also have a knee bend right there. And we have a nice ankle tilt here, as you can see. In robot mode, he's got everything you can expect. Removable guns of these big ones, of course. We also have the guns here that can pop off if we want. And this cannon on the shoulder, you can pull up to be more prominent if you want. Aim it differently, or you can collapse that cannon inward like this. Tuck it away back into his shoulder so that you can't really see it. And then, of course, we have his little missile launcher right here, the bottom of the chest, with some nice array of missiles right there. This cannon on the back is on a swivel joint, so you can point it up over his shoulder or more towards the air if you want. And you can also kind of partially transform this piece so that you bring this little city tower block outwards, and that allows you to hide the gun there deeper. So if you don't want him to have that gun over the shoulder, you can hide it away if you'd like. He also has a retractable visor here that you can pull out if you want. Simply by lifting the top of the helmet, you can add or remove the visor. And he also has a posable mouth, so you can give him a lot of expression there by opening or closing the mouth as much as you want. And something to note is he does have a carved out spot here for a certain faction sticker if you want to apply that. For a quick size comparison, here he is next to the official Hasbro Titan Omega Supreme, a few mainline Optimus Primes, and a couple of core class figures. And here we have him in his great looking city mode. I've got a couple of core class figures here for scale, and you can see he's got some nice yellow details on the landing pad here that you would expect. And I also pulled Slammer out of his chest, who was hiding in there. Slammer can actually attach to the top of this piece right here, either direction, to give it more height and feel more like a tall building right there if you want. Then we also have these big cannons here to the side, and of course everything will light up here as well. I really like the way these gaps fill in right here so that there's a lot of continuous space from this runway all the way to the back right there. And of course we've got this nice ramp here leading into the city, and all of these lights still work in this mode. Of course they're going to be a bit harder to see in this room, but I'll turn them on so you can turn on that chest light again. The 2 feet light here, which have become the sides of the city. The gun lights, of course, here for some giant firepower action. Right here and right here. And we actually reveal the back of one of his arms there, which gives us new lights. And there are also lights you can install up here. I just haven't installed them yet. So there's a look at the city with some of the lights on, and of course on the back of him, if you were to go back here, you could turn on the lights for the other side of the arm so you can have a nice 360 view. But there's not much to see from the back, so mainly showing him from the front. This is Metroplex in his city mode. And here he is in his carrier mode. It looks really nice with some wheels that come out from the side of the legs there to give you a decent roll. Everything is filled out very nicely, and these long landing strips are very solid all the way from the tip all the way to the leg there. And of course you can extend this ramp or put it back into his chest depending on what you want. I like to keep it extended so that there's continuity between this ramp and kind of deeper into the base mode there. And of course the guns here on the side of the arms can aim up or down to your liking. Same with these huge cannons on the side. Overall, a solid mode for this guy. It's about what you'd expect. You can lift these things up if you want more clearance. You can put slammer there to roll along these ends right here. And for a quick comparison, here are those core class figures once again. So there he is in his third form, the carrier mode. So overall, a very complete, posable, nice looking Metroplex that is not quite the size of a full Hasbro Titan, but maybe is a good compromise considering the Thrilling 30 is a bit outdated. This guy's much more posable than him, and of course more accurate to the original G1 toy and design. I didn't think much of him, to be honest, until I got him in hand, and he's definitely really impressed me in hand, and I love the light gimmicks. He has a great presence on the shelf, and I highly recommend him.